recognize him without his hat, but yeah, no, that's all right. You don't have to put. Oh, you gonna put it on? You can put it on Pat while you're talking. Yeah, put it on just for a minute. Now does he look familiar? Round zero.
Thank you, Butch.
Don't take my notes, please.
Don't.
That's all I ask.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I just want to say I am so honored to be here and to be up on this dais with such amazing, accomplished, and great conservatives. I am humbled. I am just some construction worker from Brooklyn. And as of late, my life has changed drastically. And it was done partly out of desperation. And I felt the need to really start to make some noise. Because nearly a decade ago, my life was ripped apart by a very exotic term they called jihad. Violent jihad. And that day occurred on 9/11. And we all know what happened on that day. A radical group of Muslims got together and decided to destroy two of our greatest symbols of economic power and freedom. And they did that. And along with that, we lost some of our most precious loved ones in our lives. And even today, as we sit at a holiday table, that missing seat, or that plate that should be there, is not. Now recently, we had a great victory. The death of Osama bin Laden. Awesome. I mean, how much are you guys loving SEAL Team 6? These guys are like superheroes. As I was listening to the details coming in, it was reading like a Clancy novel. I couldn't believe the courage and bravery. Now, after the first initial jubilation, elation, all of a sudden, the story started to change and the questions started to arise. And I started to wonder, how was our junior president going to handle this? And immediately, he jumped on top of this and started to moralize it a bit. To tell us, we don't spike the football. Yet, he's going around doing a touchdown dance. And I find that a little ingenuous. And when I was down at Ground Zero, just very recently when the president was down there, I had a chance to talk with one of the 9/11 family members, Deborah Burlingame. And Deborah's brother died on one of the planes. He was one of the pilots, as a matter of fact. And right now, at this very moment, the CIA operatives who were so key in bringing us to the door of bin Laden are being prosecuted now by our Attorney General, Eric Holder. Now, I think that is a complete and utter outrage. And once again, these were mechanisms that Bush and Cheney implemented. And without them, we would not have arrived there. And I think George Bush, a very classy guy, I didn't always agree with everything he did, but if anything, he was a classy man. And he was invited to go down, but he decided not to. He didn't want to ruin it for Obama. And I think that says great things about the man. But even with this death, I hear people talk of closure. This is not closure if you're a 9/11 family member or survivor. This is but the first step in a long list of wrongs to be righted. And I must tell you, even the word Twin Towers, when's the last time you heard that? Twin Towers, that majestic name. You don't hear it anymore. It's replaced by an ugly name, Ground Zero. Ugly name for a deadly day. This war on terror, folks, this is not just some operation overseas, taking place in deserts and caves of Afghanistan and Pakistan. This war is right here. When I was at the Landmarks Commission, and I was fighting for the status of the Burlington Coat Factory. That's the building that they want to destroy and put up the Ground Zero Mosque in. When I was there, we wanted to appeal to landmarks to say, this building was struck with the landing gear of the first plane. As a matter of fact, this was the first strike of 9/11. And a lot of people don't know that. That landing gear hit that building before the plane hit the tower. And for me, now this is a building that's been on a docket for over 20 years being considered for landmark status. And now, to me, this elevated its status even more. This made it a piece of our American history. How could they deny it? Yet there we were, in front of 9 commissioners. And on the left side was all of the pro-mosque group. And on the right side, everybody against the mosque. And one by one, all the commissioners voted to destroy that building. I was stunned. And after it was silence for about 5 seconds, all you heard was howling. I'm talking about pain from your soul. And I looked over at the group that I was with, and I saw these people just crying and screaming and hugging each other, hysterical. And there was one couple, and they had a picture of their firefighter son, a laminated picture that had 1 million wrinkles in it, and it must have been to 100 rallies. And as they're hugging each other, trembling at this decision, the old man looks at me in the face, and I can tell he mouths to me, "Don't let them do this to my boy." And then to my left, I see celebration, jumping up and down, high fives, handshaking. That was Cheif Al-Gamal, Daisy Khan, and all the lawyers for Soho Realty. All the pro-mosque people who want an interfaith dialogue. And this is how they show it. These are the bridge builders that they claim to be. And it was right then and there I realized this was the second wave. They're not going to be coming at us with planes and explosives and packages left on a train. No. They're going to be coming at us with smiles and handshakes and very nice suits. And they're going to have these groups like CARE and ISNA and the American Muslim Union, all of these charitable groups looking to mend ways with the West. Folks, this war on terror is happening here. It's where we work, where we shop, where our children go to school. And we need to be made aware of it. And that's what I'm doing. I don't know how I got here. I've been in construction for 30 years. I know how to build things. And people who work with their hands, you have a certain type of wisdom. It's very simple. You start with a good foundation and you build off it. But I feel for some reason God has put some very wonderful people in my life. And this is something that I need to do for a country that I love. Because my parents, 2 Irish immigrants, came over here and they spoke about something that was sacred. They called it the American dream. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, that dream is under siege. They used to tell me, this is the land where dreams come true. Don't let them take this from us, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't. Now, I have pamphlets. I'm on a 9/11 awareness tour, it's called. We speak about what's going on all throughout the nation. This stealth jihad, or creeping Sharia, they call it. They're trying to label us racist, bigots. Nothing could be farther from the truth. I work in New York City construction. It's the most ethnically diverse field. If I was a racist, I'd be murdered. It's ridiculous. I laugh when they tell me that. I do work for Section 8 housing. I volunteer for the Jimmy Carter Foundation, building houses for people who are underprivileged. And I train young kids who are born to crack addicts and junkies. How many of those people do that? But ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your time you've given me today. I'm deeply honored to be sitting next to two great men, Chairman Long and G. Gordon Liddy. I was just telling Mr. Liddy that my daughter loves his commercial where he's doing the gold and he's smacking the inflatable houses down and talking about the declining dollar. But Pat Killian, God bless you. Thank you so much for having me speak here tonight. And folks, God bless you all. Thank you.